Have you heard about lab-grown meat? In this episode, we will show you how it's grown and the environmental and dietary impact. Stay tuned. Think about lab-grown meat as an actual meat coming from an animal without killing the animal. It's not a kind of a plant-based mix of protein, the way that you buy when you get a vegan burger. It's an actual meat. So how it is made? Cells from an animal of choice is taken back to the lab. Those cells are put in an incubator where they are allowed to grow by adding solution with all the needed nutrients. After the cell divides for multiple times, it grows a big tissue. After which the tissue is taken, cut into pieces, packed and sold to the consumers. After which the consumer can take that and cook them the way that they want to cook them. And believe it, it's a good thing.
The agriculture industry produces a lot of greenhouse gases, about 18%. And if you compare that to the automotive industry at 13%, it becomes one of the biggest sectors producing greenhouse gases. The majority of the greenhouse gases comes from methane produced by livestock. And methane is about 20 times more toxic to the environment than carbon. Lab-grown meat has the potential to disrupt this entire industry. It uses much less land, much less water, and without animal cruelty.
From a dietary point of view, lab-grown meat will give you all the protein and the nutrients you need from an actual animal tissue. If you go online, you will find many celebrities trying to invest and taste lab-grown meat, and they are impressed.
A lot of companies in Silicon Valley are looking to take advantage of this opportunity. These companies are producing lab-grown meat from chicken, beef, to rare meats such as elk and bison. The taste is remarkable, but the economies of scale aren't quite there yet. But once they are, you and I could be going to our local grocery store and purchasing ethical and sustainable meat, having a real positive impact on the planet and people. Lab-grown meat could be part of a greener, brighter future. So Abdu, what did you think about lab-grown meat?
Completely blows my mind.
Yeah, dude, it really did. The thing that really surprised me was the cuts of the meat and the quality of the meat was identical to what you would see. Because I was expecting them to be more unappetizing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Now, for me, it was the variety of the meat. Because not only they grow beef, chicken, fish, bison. Dude, bison, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Like, that means anything can be grown inside the lab without killing the animal.
And and when I was first looking into it, you know what it reminds me of? It totally reminds me of making beer, like a microbrewery.
Exactly. That's the one.
Yeah. So like it just looks like a microbrewery and you're just making meat out of it, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the point, right?
So cool. Yeah. And I'm just imagining a future where we take all these farmers and turn them into like biologists, save on all their land, save on all their water use.
Yeah, this is very important because you know what? If you look at the history, you will see that Malthus said that at certain point, even with our farm technique at the time, you know, which was long ago, food industry is going to be the limiting factor in the population of the planet, right?
Yeah.
Meaning that we can't grow more than we can grow to eat. That's the point. But after that, the farming revolution came and the technology evolved and proved that he was wrong. Because we could support more people and the population grown nicely. Now, in the future, it will grow beyond our ability, even with our technologies in farming. So this is really needed. This is the technology that we need in order to keep feeding all of the growing population.
Yeah.
The substitute is gross. We need protein, right?
Yeah.
If you want actually to feed people, you have to have a plant-based protein or animal-based protein. If you don't have both of them or you have shortage, you have to go to insects.
Yeah.
Meaning if you watch the movie Snowpiercer,
Yeah.
you will see that they were using cockroaches to make protein bars and give it to the population because they don't have any more source of protein.
Yeah. There's also like currently you can get crickets.
Oh,
Cricket, protein, right?
That's the point.
Yeah, there's a lot of stars doing crickets and
so no thanks. For me, it's going to be lab grown.
Yeah, honestly, I'll take a lab grown steak over cricket smoothie any day.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. No, it's really interesting. The other thing that was really unique about agriculture is it has three major problems with it, at least from my perspective. One is the animal cruelty part of it.
Oh my God, correct.
Right?
Yeah.
It's brutal. The other piece is the land use and agriculture water use.
Exactly.
right? I think we talked about this in one of our other episodes where a lot of the water usage is actually in agriculture. A
Exactly.
lot of drought is caused by like farming,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And the third major piece is well, I guess land and water are kind of similar in that sense. So one is water use, so second, and the third would be land use,
Exactly.
right? And it has the potential to really, like lab grown meat has the potential to really revolutionize or change the entire industry.
I agree with you. Like in the United States now, for example, the swine industry is absolutely brutal and gross because simply what they do is just like those lovely pigs, they don't see the sunlight at all. They're staying in a similar place. And similar thing can be said about, by the way, the chicken.
Chicken, cows too, right?
Cows,
All
yeah,
livestock, yeah.
Because
Treated
this
horribly.
it's really cruel to the extreme that they call it industry. They don't call it anymore agriculture or farming
Yeah.
because literally this is what it is. So all of that is going to be replaced if we go for this technology. And this is important
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, you are talking about huge emission is going to be reduced. And the water, the fresh water, is not going to be enough for people. They are expecting there will be wars. The way that there was wars for oil and all that, it will be for fresh water.
Yeah.
So all of that is coming in the future, and this technology is going to reduce the impact drastically.
Yeah.
So why don't we use it?
Well, the economies aren't there yet. Economies of scale, like the price point's just not there. There's got to be more investment. But I'm happy to see people like Richard Branson
Yep.
are out there and looking into it.
That's really nice because simply in the beginning, when people they were thinking in the past that any kind of technology of this sort is actually a no-no.
Yeah.
Why? Because of the stigma that was around like DNA change
Yeah.
for the agriculture, and the genetically modified food at that point has like a bad reputation.
It kind of still does. There's lots of debate and issues. This is definitely a topic for us for a different episode.
Yeah, cool. But let me tell you something that literally we did genetical selection when we decided that we want to grow a better fish, better chickens, better crops like the corn industry, all of the potato industry depends on our genetic selection, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Because we went and we decided that we want to grow this specific kind. Then after that, even we want to create like crops that are like more, give us more yield.
Yeah.
So all of that help us growing the society and feeding people.
Mm-hmm.
If we did not have that, simply that's going to be a limiting factor for the population.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
And now, no matter how much land we have, is not going to be enough in a couple of decades for feeding everyone on Earth. So we must have technology that goes hand in hand with the population. And this is one of them.
Yeah. This is really promising. And I'm really looking forward to what it has in store.
Correct.
Yeah. And on that note, my name is Gurjeet Matharu.
My name is Abdul Radi.
And together we're Sustainable Truth. Please like and subscribe, comment below, and let us know about any other topics that you would like to see, any feedback on our current video. We're always looking to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you.